Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's been quite a while. I've really missed giving you guys updates and just sharing what we've been up to. So basically what happened was July, August was insanely hot. There was a ton of rain. It was just really shitty all around. So I didn't get much riding in at all. What's great is that the weather finally cooled down and it's so much better now, and so we're back to riding. And in fact, we are now 3 weeks away from the very final round of the CMRA Racing Series. So I'm super excited. And I'm really determined to do well in this final round because it's at our home track here at MSR Houston. And so today, we're gonna do a couple of things for the bikes to get them ready. Well, primarily, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the Pirelli SC1 slicks from the Duke and then put them on the RC, which currently has the SC2 compound, which is, I don't think the right compound for the weather and the temperatures that we're getting here right now. It's still pretty freaking warm outside, and the bike is so lightweight, it doesn't need that stiffer carcass that the SC2 provides. And so the recommendation that I got from Joe Carvonen, who runs Kramer USA and is very familiar with the GP2R and the RC8C, is that I should really try it out with the SC1 compound. So funny enough, we actually had SC1 compounds on the Duke, so we're gonna swap it over to the RC8C. We're also gonna do a much needed oil change. It's been something like 4 or 5 track days since I did the last oil change, and I typically like to do oil changes every 2 days to 3 days max, or every race weekend. So today's gonna be an oil change, tire swap, and we're just gonna chit chat about a couple things that are on my mind. So hope you guys enjoy it. If you're new here, please leave a like and subscribe as always, and let's get started. Okay, so it's been a while since I filmed and the mic is out of battery. So hopefully the camera still picks up the audio pretty well for now while we're charging the mic. Anyways, still working on the front wheel, and then we'll be right back. All right, so the tires are off, but I wanted to show this to you guys first. But check this out. Remember, this is the RC. We did the whole carbon thing, and one of the ideas was to make the rims orange. Unfortunately, Dymac still doesn't have orange forged magnesium wheels that fit the RC for whatever reason. But I did want to show you what it would potentially look like with the orange, and I think it looks really good. So just imagine, use your imagination. So you got orange here, and then you got orange there. Okay? What do you guys think? Looks pretty good, right? So orange wheel, orange frame, orange wheel. I think that would look really cool. So hopefully in like a few months or maybe early next season, we can get the orange Dymac wheels, that we can finally complete the look of this like winter livery inspired design. But just want to show that to you guys before we swap these on. So we went ahead and put the Michelin's Power Cup 2s, really good tire. So we're gonna put that back on the Duke, and then we will work on the RC in just a moment. Boom. All right, so the Duke is done. She's over there, but I wanted to show you guys something really quick before we continued. Check this out. So Quaz Speed Triple RS is finally back after spending 1 whole year at the Triumph dealership waiting for parts. Story is, basically my brother low-sided at the track over a year ago. Seemingly it was a pretty simple low side. We dropped it off at the dealership, the Triumph dealership. It took them a whole year to get a new tank and a new radiator and a stator cover, which is on the other side. But it took that long, and we finally got it back. So we need to do a little shakedown on this bike and take it out for a couple laps as well, but that's for another video. In the meantime, we are going back to the RC, and now we're gonna swap the tires out, oil change, and she should be ready to go for a couple of more sessions of practice before we hit the grid. What do we want to do first, Peter? Oil change or tires?
Oil change.
Really?
Or tires, doesn't matter.
Let's do tires. Let's do tires, okay, all right.
What do you want?
Well, I mean, because they gotta start the bike up and get the motor warmed up and all this jazz, right? Gets the exhaust hot, and then you gotta change the tires, you might touch it. I burned myself on exhausts way too many times, so try to not do it.
You want to do the
Tires first, yeah. And then,
We're like fresh.
and we're fresh and we're clean. Oil's gonna get nasty. I gotta stop like oogling and admiring the bike and actually do shit on it. So, all right, let's go.
Get some carbon and stuff.
It's so nice in person. So what was really cool was I did one track day last weekend with Ride Smart. We actually had a viewer pop by from Louisiana, and he was telling me about how much better this looks in person. Because I think on camera it just looks kind of dark and black and maybe a little bit shiny, but you really do need to see it in person to see kind of like the carbon, you know, the fiber and the layers and kind of that like 3D-ish effect of it. It just looks really, really good in person, guys. And I hope more of you guys get to check it out in person. I did finally get a photo of the bike on track, and I do really like the way it looks like on track, but I do think I want the wings back on the bike. Yeah, the photo looks good. I'll put it on. I'll put it on the screen, boom. But I do think it's kind of missing the wings, and that would really finish the look. The story with the wings is that we actually lent the whole OEM bodywork, the orange bodywork, the wings, everything to a team that races out in Florida, and because they race a Duke 890 that uses like an old RC8R bodywork, but unfortunately they don't make that bodywork anymore, so they asked me if I would just lend the RC8C bodywork so they can make molds of it, use it on their 890 race bikes. I said sure, you know, just trying to be a team player here. Sent it over there to them, and then they got hit by a hurricane. So they lost power and all this kind of stuff. So right now they're still getting back online before they can finish up their project. But as soon as it gets there, as soon as I get the orange bodywork back and I get the wings back, I'm gonna slap the wings on this bodywork. Yeah. All right, wheels. You do the front, I'll do the rear. Go.
Did you want the garage back?
Nah, that's fine. I like the breeze. I think it's nice. It feels nice, yeah. Yeah, it feels a lot nicer. We had the garage door down just to make it look better on the camera, but then it got really stifling hot, so, you know, we're gonna do this instead. All right, so over here we got safety pin for the, obviously like when you're doing club racing, you've got to safety wire it. You don't need to do it for track days, but it does look more racy when you do it, so it looks cool, I guess. I like these little clips so you can just reuse it. You don't have to keep cutting and rewiring every time. Let's loosen her up. Oh shit, I need to break it work. Oh my God, I think I pulled my neck. Ow, ow. That actually like genuinely hurt, fuck. I'm gonna use the torque wrench. Can I use the torque wrench to loosen it?
No.
Okay. Do you have a breaker bar? Give me a breaker
Wait,
bar.
Peter, can you do it?
Effortless. Effortless. What's really cool is, let me show you guys on this side if you want to walk around. Judy. That's right, guys, we have a lady on the channel. Okay, so the reason why this is a race bike is because shit like this. So, just a standard axle, right? So axle comes out, and then take the chain off like every other bike, of course. Everything's a struggle on camera. And then you just slide it out because the brakes here have a bracket system that holds it at the appropriate height. So you don't have to, you know, lift up and down and hold the tire, hold the wheel up. It's just this bracket system here just holds the alignment for you. So it keeps it really, really easy for you to, you know, get the right height on it. So it just makes it a lot easier, guys. Super, super easy. And on the front wheel, which Peter is working on, you don't need to take the calipers off to unmount the wheel, which is super awesome. So another joy of a true race bike. Okay, so this is off, super easy. Let's go to the front. Okay. Cool. And just say one bolt has these little, what do you even call these? I don't know. So you just pop off the pins, one bolt each side, and the fender comes right out, which is super easy. Okay. So that comes out, and then you have these, so the calipers can stay mounted, and all you have to do is rotate the forks out, or in rather, and then that gives you enough room to slide out the wheel. Right? Yeah, so if you come over here, actually, let me show you. Might be easier over here. Can you guys see this? So the forks, you can just pivot in and out with the caliper fully mounted on so that you can just take the wheel out without having to disassemble the caliper. And that is super freaking cool and worth a lot of money to me. It's really awesome. All right, cool. And the other really awesome thing is that magnesium wheels are freaking light. So magnesium wheels are what comes with this bike. So these are the Dymags. They're about 30% lighter than a cast aluminum wheel, and you can definitely feel the difference. So if you are in the space to want to lighten the bike's weight and also kind of the rolling mass of the machine, magnesium wheels are the way to go. You can also go carbon wheels that are lighter than the magnesium wheels themselves, but at the same time, you do risk a little bit more of that kind of brittleness of the carbon wheels, and also they scratch really easily. There's like a reason why racing organizations don't allow them, right? They're just not as reliable. There's a lot of horror stories you can find on the forums about carbon wheels like splintering or cracking, and then once they're cracked, it's pretty much impossible to repair to true integrity. Magnesium forged wheels are the way to go. All right, so the SE ones are on them. We're gonna do the rear, we'll put them back on, and we'll continue with the project. Yeah. Like a month or so ago, I had a chance to ride my friend's S1000RR on track. Just one session though, which is a super, super fun experience. Some people were asking like, how did I feel about the S1000? So basically in my mind, I felt like there's a lot of pros and cons with the S1000. First off, the top end power was absolutely insane. Like it was a really, really fun experience to feel, full on 200 horsepower, just bonkers, doing way over the normal speeds that I do at our local track on the RC8C. So like as an example, on the back straight, we're hitting probably 135 miles an hour on the back straight. On the S1000, we're doing close to 160. And that was just on street tires, no familiarity whatsoever. Freaking insane, it's crazy fast. The other thing is that it felt really heavy, honestly. Because like coming from a 330 pound race bike to a 400 plus pound production bike, you definitely feel the heft. But what I do have to say is that for the S1000, what was really fun was that in the corner, the mid-corner stability is really good. Like it felt very planted, very trustworthy, really, really good. But you do feel the mass when you have to go from corner to corner, through a chicane or like a quick direction change. You definitely feel all that mass. The other thing that really stood out to me was how smooth the electronics were, like absolutely butter smooth. The quick shifter, auto blipper, way better than the RC, better than other bikes that I've ridden before. I think better than the Aprilia that I had as well, because like the quick shifter auto blipper on the S1000 was incredible. So very, very, very nice in that regard. Would I pick that over like a Panigale V4? I don't know. But speaking of Panigale V4, tomorrow Ducati is going to be doing their 4th episode of the Ducati World Premiere, which is kind of like their web series of debuting the next season's bikes. And tomorrow's theme is This is Racing. So I'm very excited about that. I'll definitely be watching that. I'll share that on the channel. My theory is that they'll be introducing a new Ducati V4R because they updated the V4 base and the V4S. And the V4R has not been touched since like 2019. So I'm expecting that, or a Panigale V2R or V2 something for racing purposes, for track and racing purposes. So pretty excited. Let's get them on. Boom. Go, 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 go. It is a good opportunity when you do wheel changes to check your brake pad life wear and tear. It's a good time to swap them out if you need to, but do that. You shouldn't have to change them too often. They last pretty well. Okay. Ow. 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 That hurt.
We should have opened them up, huh? Made it easier.
They're pretty open. There you go.
All right.
See? Boom, see? So these stay on, and you can just move the forks, open up the forks, and then slip this in. Yep, there you go. Easy, easy, so easy. Isn't that awesome? So much faster. Yeah, a lot less fuss than the other. Pretty much like the easiest bike I've ever had to change a wheel on. It's fantastic. 72 on the front?
That sounds like a lot. I wrote it.
68? Oh, you did. Oh, see, this is why you get a Peter. So Peter wrote the torques for the bike on the inside of the fender. So the front is only 44. That's really light. I definitely have over tightened it in the past then. Whoops. So 40. Done. Nice. All right, so we've got the wheels back on, warmed up the motor a bit, and now we're gonna go ahead and do the oil change. Again, super easy because everything is really quick and easy and accessible here. The cool thing about the RC8C is that it uses essentially a stock 890 motor, so everything is unchanged, which means it's easy to service, right? And so hopefully you guys can see that. The interesting thing about the KTMs are that they use these screens. You'll see in a little bit, and this is where the oil filter is, and you have 2 additional little filtering screens that we also have to take out, clean in the process. All right, so both of the screens come off first. So 1 and 2, a bunch of oil comes out, pretty standard. And then next is gonna be this one here, which is the oil filter. So that's the oil filter there. Pop that sucker out. These are the screens here in case you have yet to do your 890 cleaning, but you can use some contact cleaner and spray it. And you know, just get that nice and clean and put them back in. And here's the filter itself. And here we have the new oil filter. So this is just your standard KTM 890 oil filter. There's the part number on it. This is the oil that we use, which is the 10W50 PowerScent 4-stroke fully synthetic motor oil from Motor X. So again, the benefit of the RC8C is that it's exactly a stock 890 motor. It does have a race tune-up with the race exhaust and the bigger air filter, but as far as the motor is concerned, same oil filter, same oil that you would use on any 890, which is great, easy peasy. And you want to cap it with a little bit of oil. You're going to fill the oil filter with a little bit of fresh oil, and then put it back in, put the cap around it, torque it down, like pretty much hand tightened. The oil filter is 7.3 foot-pound of torque, and the screens are 14.8 foot-pounds of torque. I love quick fasteners. It's the freaking awesomest thing ever for body work. Boom, done. And then that's it. One, two, 3. And then the last one is here. Boom, and we're all done. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope it's been fun just catching up with me. I know it's been a long time. I really missed sharing updates with you guys. But as you can see, we've been really focused on just being race ready and ready to race, and just, you know, trying to do really well in the final round of this series this year. As always, please leave any questions you might have below, and leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.